sorry about that interruption. As I was saying, -1 is greater than x. That's what this reads, which would mean x has to be numbers smaller than -1, -2, -3, -4. But then those numbers are also bigger than 5. That doesn't make sense. Okay, B is actually written backwards, so therefore it's not the right answer. All right, when you look at number 3 here, it says which of the following represents the absolute value inequality? X is greater than or equal to 2. So remember, the absolute value of x greater than or equal to 2, we would have split that up and we would say x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is less than or equal to a -2. So we want every value that has a distance that is bigger than 2 from 0. We're definitely going to need some arrows. Okay, so it is not, no way, it's not A, it's not B. Now, because of these greater than or equal to signs, that greater than or equal to sign, I know it's going to be solid dots, so I can also eliminate C in the process. I know it has to be letter D. I apologize, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like these numbers are a little off. It looks like -8 starts, -6 is actually not that bad, -4 is not that bad. It does kind of look like where's -2? -2 does go with that point. 0 is way off. 0 is supposed to go with that. 2, and you can see, so every line is 1. So I apologize, that was a little off. All right, moving on. Number 4. Number 4 says solve for x and then graph. So you're going to graph this on your own. So this is probably one of the more difficult questions for you to submit. Again, remember, when you guys are submitting assignments, if it's easier to take a picture, send me a picture, by all means, go ahead and do that. Excuse me. I don't care how you submit it, as long as you get it to me so I can check your work and we can have some sort of dialogue. So absolute value, got to split it up. X minus 4 is less than 2, and x minus 4 is greater than a -2. Solve them separately, keeping that and in the middle. X is less than 6, and x is greater than 2. So we need to be, here we go again. -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So that's 2. We need a open dot there. 3, 4, 5. That's 6. Way off. 7, 8. Whew, baby. All right. So we need to be greater than 2, and we also need to be less than 6, which means I'm going to shade in between 2 and 6. Number 5. Michael is going to a county fair. Oh, this is a question that was very similar to something we saw earlier this week. The only difference, this was actually a 6 plus 4R. So we'll change a little bit different, but you may have recognized this from earlier this week. When we divide by 4, you get R is less than or equal to 6.25. Okay, so that means R, which is the number of rides that Michael can ride on before he runs out of money, has to be less than 6 1/4. Well, you can't ride on 1/4 of a ride. So what you would have to look at is the two numbers to the side of that, 6 and 7. Well, 7 is bigger than that number. So 7 would not be less than or equal to. There's no way 7 works. You can quick check that. If you plug in 7 over here, 4 times 7 is 28 plus 5 is 33. He doesn't have the money. So 6 is the most amount of rides he can go on. Another word for that is 6 is the maximum number of rides Michael can ride on. All right, last one on this page, and then actually we only have one more question after this. Number 6 says the length of a rectangle is 4 more than twice the width. Here's where one of those things, like remember how we said let x equal? I don't know anything about the width. I know it's something about the length. don't know anything about the width, so let's let x be the width. Perimeter, remember, is you would add up all sides, length plus width plus width. So we're going to say that so if the width is x, that means I have 116 is equal to, because the perimeter is 116, is equal to 2 widths, so that's 2 x's, plus a length, which is 4 more than twice the width. So we got to take twice the width and add 4 more. That's equal to only 1 length. I need 2 lengths, which means now I'm going to combine like terms. I've got 2x, 4x, 5x, 6 x's, and 8 others. All right, now we can solve. Subtract the 8. 108 is equal to 6x. Well, then we'd have to divide by 6, and hopefully you get one of those 4 numbers. 6 goes into 60 10 times, goes into 90 15 times. 16 is 96, 17 is 102, 18 would be 108. Just to make sure, 18 times 6, 48, 108, checks out, good to go. That means that the width would have been 18 meters. All right, last question. Trying to shorten my videos a little bit. Stopping talking about the nonsense and doing things you should have done. Like, I don't need to reread this question. You should have read it already. But as you look over it, underline a couple of things. That's important. That's important. We want the length of each. I'd say x is which size do I not know anything about? I know the largest pizza is twice the size of the smallest. Oh boy. My copy is making a mistake. So we're going to have to split this video up again. I apologize for that. We already had one interruption. We need to have another interruption. I got to figure out what is. It says the largest pizza is twice the smallest. Doesn't say anything about the medium pizza. I got to figure that out right now. Hold on.